Soul Screen here. Welcome back to the channel where we don't just watch K-dramas for fun, but we actually talk about the characters, their choices, and why certain stories stay with us long after the drama ends. Today's topic is a little different, a little more emotional, and honestly very interesting if you've been watching dramas throughout 2025. Because if you noticed, this year quietly gave us something special. Not just rom-com leads, not just cold chaebol heirs, but a surprising number of widow or single father characters who completely stole the spotlight. These characters weren't just there to look mature or tragic. They brought depth, responsibility, wounds, and very human stories about love after loss. So today, we're talking about 5 widower characters in Korean dramas that became major talking points throughout 2025. And while I'll explain who they are, I also want to share my personal thoughts on why these characters worked so well and why audiences connected to them so deeply. And as always, I really want to hear your opinion too, so keep that comment section in mind while you listen. Let's start with Lee Jun-hyuk in Love Scout. His character, Yoo Eun-ho, might honestly be one of the most talked about male leads at the beginning of 2025. He plays a single father with one daughter, Yoo Byul, and from the very first episodes, you can tell this drama wanted to show fatherhood in a very grounded way. Yoo Eun-ho isn't perfect. He's tired. He's juggling work and parenting. He's emotionally cautious, but he's also incredibly attentive to his daughter. The way he listens to her, the way he adjusts his life around her needs, it doesn't feel exaggerated or forced. It feels real. What made this character stand out even more was his job. He works as a secretary under Kang Ji-yeon, played by Han Ji-min. And instead of the usual boss-secretary dynamic, this one slowly evolves into something warmer and more emotionally mature. Yoo Eun-ho isn't chasing romance aggressively. He's hesitant, careful, almost afraid to disrupt the stability he's built for his child. Personally, I think this is why so many viewers fell for him. He represents a kind of quiet masculinity that isn't flashy, but deeply attractive. He's responsible, emotionally present, and respectful. And let's be honest, watching a single father fall in love again always hits differently. It raises questions like, is it okay to love again? How do you balance romance and parenting? And Love Scout handled that surprisingly well. Now let's move on to Park Hae-jun in Love, Take 2. This character feels very different in tone, and that contrast is important. Park Hae-jun plays Ryu Jong-seok, an architect and a single father who is far from warm and gentle at first glance. He's grumpy, emotionally closed off, and honestly, not very likable in the beginning. But that's exactly what makes his character interesting. Ryu Jong-seok lives a quiet life with his son, Bo-hyun. His world feels controlled and predictable until his first love, Lee Ji-an, re-enters his life. And of course, nothing stays simple after that. She has her own child, her own past, and unresolved feelings between them resurface. What complicates things further is the appearance of Ryu Jong-seok's ex-wife. Suddenly, this isn't just a romance drama. It becomes a story about unfinished emotional business, co-parenting tension, and wounds that were never properly healed. My personal take on this character is that he might be the most realistic widower portrayal on this list. Not everyone processes loss with warmth and openness. Some people become bitter, defensive, short-tempered, and Park Hae-jun plays that side extremely well. As viewers, we're forced to slowly understand him instead of immediately liking him. And that slow emotional payoff is what makes Love Take 2 so memorable. It asks us to be patient, just like the people around him have to be. Now let's talk about Jin Young in Miss Incognito, because this one surprised a lot of people. For the first time, Jin Young took on the role of a single father, playing Jeon Dong-min. He manages a strawberry farm and raises his son, Ju-won. From the start, his character is portrayed as warm, responsible, and emotionally available. Jeon Dong-min is the kind of father who feels safe. And I don't say that lightly. There's a gentleness to him that makes you understand why this drama leaned heavily into romance. Things become interesting when he starts suspecting Kim Young-ran, played by Jeon Yo-bin, who is secretly living under a false identity in his village. What begins as suspicion slowly transforms into curiosity, then connection, and eventually romantic tension. What I really appreciated about this character is that his past loss doesn't define his entire personality. Yes, he's a widower. Yes, he's a single father. But he's also allowed to be curious, playful, and emotionally vulnerable again. This drama quietly sends a message that moving forward doesn't mean forgetting the past. And I think that message resonated with a lot of viewers who are tired of tragic characters being trapped in grief forever. Next, we have Kim Moo-jun in Dynamite Kiss. His character Kim Son-yu is a photographer and a single father raising his son Jun. On paper, this sounds similar to Love Scout, but the tone is very different. Kim Son-yu has charisma, he's artistic, emotionally reserved, and deeply devoted to his child. Watching him care for his son feels sincere, not performative. And when romance enters the picture through Yoo Ha-young, a chaebol family's youngest daughter, the story immediately raises questions about class, expectations, and acceptance. What I liked about Kim Son-yu is that he doesn't chase validation. Even when he's rejected, he maintains his dignity. He doesn't beg for love or compromise his role as a father. That quiet self-respect is rare in romance dramas, especially when there's a power imbalance involved. As a viewer, you find yourself rooting for him not just to get the girl, but to be respected for who he is. And that makes the romantic tension more emotionally engaging. Finally, we need to talk about Hong Jong-hyun in Dear Ex. This one is different from all the others. His character, Moon Do-hyuk, appears as a cameo toward the end of the drama, but his impact is huge. Moon Do-hyuk is mysterious, dangerous, and emotionally complex. After marrying Baeka Jin, played by Kim Yoo-jung, it's revealed that he was previously married, making him a widower. But unlike the other characters we talked about, his past doesn't soften him. It complicates him. Their marriage is not healthy. It's tense, unbalanced, and emotionally unsettling. And this portrayal adds a darker layer to the widower narrative. It reminds us that loss doesn't automatically create kindness or maturity. Sometimes it deepens control issues, fear, or obsession. Personally, I think this was a bold choice. Not every widower character needs to be sympathetic. And Dear Ex used this to challenge viewers' expectations. So when we look at all 5 of these characters together, something becomes clear. 2025 didn't just give us widowers as a trope. It gave us variety. Responsible fathers, emotionally wounded men, warm caretakers, dignified romantics, and even dangerous partners. These characters added depth to their respective dramas and offered new perspectives on love, grief, and second chances. And maybe that's why audiences couldn't stop talking about them. Now, let me ask you directly. Which widower character in 2025 stayed with you the most? Was it the gentle devotion of Yoo Eun-ho, the grumpy realism of Ryu Jong-suk, the warmth of Jeon Dong-min, the quiet strength of Kim Son-yu, or the unsettling complexity of Moon Do-hyuk? And another question I'd love your thoughts on. Do you think K-dramas are finally portraying more emotionally mature male characters? Or is this just a passing trend? Leave your answers in the comments. I genuinely enjoy reading your perspectives, and many of them inspire future discussions on this channel. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Soul Screen for more thoughtful takes on Korean dramas and characters that leave a lasting impression. This is Soul Screen, and I'll see you in the next story behind the screen.